أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين. I think everybody is aware of the meaning of worship. We are going to talk, inshallah, Ubudiyya. Whom are we going to offer our sense of worship or our worship? And what does it mean really? What does it mean? So I will start with a very familiar section of the Quran. Everybody is familiar with it. The first section of the Quran, which is Fatiha. So the Fatiha starts with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate. And then the second verse is Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. The problem with the worship, I don't think someone will say, oh, I'm not surprised. For me, or for those people who, some people concentrate on the subject, this kind of subject seriously. When we say that we worship, we usually mean we worship God. Of course, what does worship mean is a different subject. But apart from this, what do we mean when we say, I worship God? Can we do that? How can we practice our worship of God? How can we really do it? It is easy to say, of course, I worship God. It means I acknowledge Him as the Creator. But when we closely look at the Quran, Quran really presents the subject in a different way. Because belief in God is so innate in human nature. If someone is not obstinate and decisive, maybe politically motivated, everybody say, I don't know, but you know, there must be something. There must be something who's God. So, because it is extremely important to interpret, to understand what is going on in the world. So it is easy for us to remember, it's easier for us to accept that this universe must have a creator, conscious creator. I don't know how can I relate the universe to Him. I may have some problems with my relation of the universe to the Creator God. But when it comes to worship, it needs to be substantiated. It needs to have a firm understanding and awareness what we are doing. When I say I worship God, to believe in God is necessary but not created in. No. Here and there, you know, whatever the religious tradition you follow, more or less you have something about God. You know, some people may not name it God, doesn't matter, but still they substitute the notion of God with something, but still something transcendental, something beyond the universe. Although they may have a vague idea. In the very beginning of the revelation of the Quran, the society that the Quran addressed first, not necessarily though we have to understand that the it must be the case all the time. No, that time was people were called either pagans or idolaters, but they were believing in God. So it's difficult to deny. But when we offer our worship or worshipful attitude, how can we connect with this God? So the Quran uses a phrase almost everywhere when it is referred to worship, acknowledgement of this creator, this owner of the universe, which is called God, in terms of not God. In the Quranic language, Arabic, Allah. In terms of not God, but in terms of something else. Let's find out what is this. The first verse, everybody knows it. Alhamdu lillahi Rabbil Alameen. The first description of God is being the Lord, the sustainer, the nourisher, whatever you call it, of the world. Directly related to the world. Directly related to the world that we are living in. And if you like, not necessarily grammatically correct, though, what I'm going to say, but if you like, not in terms of Allah, God, but in terms of, say, somebody, in terms of relating the universe to whom? Lord. Lord. Sustainer. So the main question is, I'm sure all of you have been praying, mashallah, good. Alhamdulillah, nothing wrong. But when you say, Iyaka na'budu, you say, you alone we worship. We are not going to discuss today what do we mean by we. Na'budu, not a'budu, but na'budu. It means we worship, not I worship. I'm speaking on behalf of something else as well as including myself. That's one side of it, and it is not our topic today. But Iyaka, you alone. What do you mean by you now? I mean, literally speaking, do you mean you, Allah, God, or Lord? Who will say that? I thought about it and I meant Lord, Rabba, not Allah. Have you ever thought about it? That's a problem. Why? Because really we take this word worship a bit lightly, underestimate the importance of the word ubudiyya. Of course, there are many reasons, because ubudiyya is translated as servitude, as slavery, so it loses its meaning. Yeah, when you say servitude or slavery, or we are abd, when we say we are abd, we mean we are slaves of God. I don't think God needs any slave. Welcome. The first time you surprised me. Good. Nice to meet you. MashaAllah. Good to see you. But God doesn't need service either. I don't think he needs any service. Not because he needs, your relationship with God should not be on the basis of service, but something else. Abd means something to do with worship. So worship means, I don't know what we mean by this word in English, but it means a lot. It means a lot in terms of putting forward your or our worshipful attitude, including not only adornment, but at the same time gratefulness and appreciative attitude, acknowledgement. Nothing to do with service. Well, I don't really like that word at all. Well, it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean service at all. I don't understand how this came into English. But to me, there's nothing to do with ubudiyya and worship. So worship, if I say that by worshiping, I'm servicing, I'm making a service to God, it's nothing to do with worship. So, okay, when I say iyake, I say, okay, I acknowledge, I appreciate, I adore, I am thankful. Yeah, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. To whom? From our side, rububiyya comes. It means lordship comes. Because if I don't acknowledge the sustainership of the Creator, I wouldn't acknowledge uluhiyya of Him. This is what I mean. No, if I don't acknowledge His sustainership, how could I acknowledge His deity? Because from my side, well, it is easy to say. I don't like just using big words and meaning nothing. When we say we believe in God, one God, it's easy to say, but really what it means, it's not easy at all to explain the oneness of God. It's not easy at all. I can challenge you. If somebody says I will challenge you. Yeah, it is very difficult. But it doesn't mean that impossible. There are fine points that we should notice, and it is not really commonly used among the Muslim population or among the believers in general. That's why all confusions comes into the, if you like, discussions or theological matters when it comes to Christian theology. But don't underestimate, don't say we are not Christians, we have nothing to do with them. No, the majority of the people in the world follow this theology. Don't underestimate it. And how do you think they convinced that many people? Let's say a group of people, okay, but that billions of people. It's not easy. Because it's not clear in the minds of the people what they mean when they say God. Not that simple. So we have to concentrate on rububiyyah. It means lordship of God, if you like, being the sustainer of God. It becomes more real to me. To me, not personally, to human beings. Who sustains me? When I ask this question, who is God? God is up there, transcendental. But when I ask, who sustains me? I have to look at the way I am being sustained. It becomes into my life. Practically, I experience that. It's beautiful. Have you ever thought of this? No. When you say, Alhamdulillah, na'budu, you alone we worship, ask, what do you mean by you? God or the sustainer? If somebody says God, it means he doesn't know what he's talking about. Really? If you say, my Lord, sustainer, the one who really takes care of me, etc., etc. So we will understand throughout our, inshallah, journey, if you like, into the verses of the Quran, we will understand the importance of it, and we will notice with the permission of God, that Quran presents the Ubudiyyah in terms of mostly the word Rabb, Lord. Yeah, because it is real for me. It is my practical side. Why? So if you ask me, who is the creator of the universe? It's easy to say God. And who is God? Is transcendental. Okay, the creator of the universe. Fine. No, it's not wrong. But when it comes to matter of or subject of worshiping Him, I cannot relate myself to God directly because I have nothing to tie myself to Him. But when I say Lord, or the better sustainer, or even better the educator that we discussed before, we discussed in one of our discussions and translated Rab as educator. So my educator, my trainer, it becomes my trainer, my educator, the one who is growing me, the one who is making all sorts of what's the word? Whatever is happening to me is his action. It's me. It is in me. I'm experiencing it. If I can see it, is because of his lordship, his sustainership. He is making me able to see. He is my Lord. He sustains my existence. He sustains my life. He sustains my all sort of power, or if you like, not only the material power, potentialities, all my capacities. Whatever I feel, I directly related to Him. He is the one who is enabling me to do that. The Lord, the sustainer. Iyake na'budu, the Lord of the words. You see the connection now? Lord of the words. Sustainer of all the words, the translator I have chosen here, used this expression. Or the sustainer, the Lord of all the words. When it comes to words, look at this. Allahu, be careful about the phrase. Allahu Rabbul Alamin. It brings it to me. Allahu Rabbul Alamin, in which I live, or a part of which I am. Alamin. It comes to me. So Iyake, when you express your feelings, the one who gives me existence, the one who operates on me, I admire Him, I adore Him. He must be absolute in all His actions, all His active or creative activities. He is absolute. It is now, if you like, I've got my own base, not evidence, in my own existence. I experience what's going on. Right? Does it make sense? Frankly. No? Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah. No, let's go further. One. Did you get the relationship? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen and Iyaka now. Praise due to Allah, who is the sustainer of all the worlds. And Iyaka na'budu. Now, the one who sustains, I feel it, I experience it, I worship you. And no, nothing else, because I don't see any other point that I can admire, I can adore, I can be grateful, I can be thankful, no other thing. The one who is treating me. So, of course, it includes nothing else but you. Because of the Arabic grammar, إياك نعبد, not نعبد إياك. Yeah, or نعبدك, of course, grammatically. Not نعبدك, but إياك نعبد. Because there is no other. Then I can adore, I can worship. So, this verse, inshallah, that introduction was long but necessary.
يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
Anybody who knows English? Do you know? MashaAllah, very good. So, can you please read it?
O human beings, worship your Lord, who has created you and those before you, so that you might remain conscious of Him.
So, what does attract our attention in the structure of this verse? What did you notice here?
The underlines.
The underlined ones, but more than this, I'm going to emphasize on them, but more than this. For example, so anybody just throw your ideas, whatever comes to your mind. And even if I blame you, don't take it personally. Just to really, we have to start thinking. Look, one thing you should understand, although it is necessary to know Arabic, although it is necessary to know grammar, but it doesn't mean that if you don't know Arabic, if you don't know grammar, you can still get out of the word something which is essential for you. If you use your knowledge of Arabic in the right sense, okay, in the right way, it is good, it is useful. But if you are not careful, knowledge of Arabic may be an obstacle for you. Because whatever the Arabic knowledge you have may restrict you from really going into the deeper meaning of the verse. Say that, I know, I understood. Ya ayyuhan nasu. Yeah. Ubudu rabbakum. I understand this. You know, any ordinary Arabic native speakers or those studying somehow on a very, very elementary level, they will understand this. So that's it. I understood the verse. That's the worst thing, to have this attitude. So, for example, pay attention to how the verse addresses. For example, he says, oh, did somebody read the English?
Yeah.
Yeah, you read it. That's it. He says, oh, human beings, worship your Lord. Look at the structure. I really get amazed. He's talking to human beings, not the believers. Oh, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. No, human beings. What does it mean? We understand from the, if you like, methodology, if you like, eloquence of the Quran. When Quran says, all human beings, he is not speaking to man, you and women, maybe sometimes. Man individually, no. What is it? What is the Quran addressing to? Question mark. Your human nature. It means now all the reader, audience. If someone doesn't read it, it is not the addressee. He is not aware of what's going on here. Well, he's not reading it. So when you read it, you say, Ya ayyuhan nasu, I am a human being. So I have to pull together all my human qualities and get ready to listen to what is said there. So you have to address to the following words through your human qualities. Not say that I'm a Muslim, I worship God, or I am a believer. No. You may be, but you have to use your human qualities here. If you omit your human qualities and jump into being a Muslim or a believer or a Christian or a worshiper of God, a Jew, they worship God straight. They have no doubt about it in Christian theology, terms of Jewish theology. So he's speaking to me as a Jew. He's speaking about the author of the book. By definition, God is speaking to me as a Jew. No, but equally correct. He's speaking to me as a Muslim. No, no, watch out. He's speaking to you as a human being. You may be a Muslim, nothing wrong with it. It's better, but as a human being. In order to understand the following, you have to address the matter with your human qualities. So, by using your human qualities, worship, adore, acknowledge whom? Rabbakum, your Lord. It's interesting. Human qualities, worshippers, their Lord. Acknowledge who their Lord is. You have to look for it. Who my Lord is. I have to look for it. Who my Lord is. I have to investigate it. I have to search for it. It means I have to really understand who is sustaining me. Or we always say you can easily use it while you are reasoning, what is sustaining me? What is sustaining me really? Sustaining my existence, sustaining my life, sustaining all the potentialities I have. If you like, whom do I owe these qualities to? The question. That is your Lord. And you admire him. You worship him. To adore him. You acknowledge him. That's your Lord. But it needs training. We have to think. We have to think. It is not hard. It's very easy. But what makes the case hard? Our prejudices, our biases. Because we think that we worship God. We don't worship Rabb. Lord. But the Quran says, no, you have to worship your Lord. And I have to think, is it right or wrong? Or does it make sense to me or not? So I have to say, do I worship my Lord? Or have I ever thought about it? When I say, Iyaka na'budu, have I ever connect myself to it? Refer my being, my human qualities to it. So, because the problem, my problem, not only yours, I don't know, it's not everyone's problem, it's a problem. Am I really connecting myself to my sustainer? When I say I worship you, do I have this consciousness? Have I worked on it? That's a problem.
So a big part of it is understanding what Lord means, right?
Sustainer. So we have to use some word, but it must be something to do directly, if you like, to do with you, touching you, something that you practically experience it. It means.
Can you give an example?
And anything, you are breathing. An ability to breathe. You are thinking, you are speaking, you are seeing. Ability to do all this. Or you feel something, bad, good, happy, unhappy, sad, whatever. You are excited, worried, you are sweating, you are trembling, you are worrying about your future, whatever. Who is giving it to me? This sense that I'm experiencing right now, who is sustaining it? Acknowledge him, think about that, and say, I acknowledge you. You are my object of worship. It means I adore you and I accept you as the source of my abilities. Nothing else. Nothing else. For example, while you are eating, a very practical thing, very practical. While you are eating, who is nourishing you? You have to think. It's not absolutely very difficult because we are not used to understanding the worship, the concept of worship in these terms, which is in the Quran most of the time directly related to rububiyyah of the Creator, of God. Rububiyyah manifests itself, it's very common among Muslim scholarship, manifests itself in the field of nourishment. In the field of nourishment, with being merciful, Rahman. So Rububiyyah treats you with his mercy. So you will understand when you eat it up now, when you are eating, you have to say, this is very nourishing, nutritious, you know English, right? Very good, very excellent, but somebody that knows English here. Why don't you correct me, really? Nutritious. We say this, whatever we are eating, is nutritious. Is it? It is the source of nutrition, this thing itself? Is it really nourishing you? Or who? Whoever think of that nourishing you is your Lord. You may say, I believe in God, doesn't matter. Your Lord is different. Your Lord is different, practically speaking. Theoretically, you believe in God, yeah, correct. But your Lord is different, you are worshipping the food itself. Because he is taking care of you. It is nourishing you. Is it difficult? No. It's very easy. Just think about it. Just don't take your previous knowledge for granted. Question it. What do I mean by when I say I'm making my prayers or ubudiyya, worship?
Okay, so what if this nourishment or sustainership, as we see it or as we define it, does not exist anymore, or fails to exist in our daily lives? Like, I don't know, somebody got a very bad disease or, loss of job, whatever. So I'm just thinking, if this is the link, and how we define it like that just got cut off.
So first, I'll ask you a question. That's a practical question. Have you ever been left without any food in your whole entire life? Yeah. I am 65, and there is somebody among us who is younger than me. Of course, younger. getting closer to the eternal life is young. So younger than have I've never been so hungry or without any food. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't think about that. This an exceptional cases must be analyzed with according to the general practice what is going on in the universe. Right? I give this example very frequently. If someone does not make sure for himself who is rotating this globe of Earth, right? He has no answer when there is an earthquake. Because the earthquake is the exception of normal rotating the order of the earthquake. If you don't know what is the source of your food that you have been entertaining for, I don't know how many years, 18? 18 years. For 18 years you have been nourished. Nothing. Why do you laugh? Something is wrong. Okay. For 18 years, if you don't really realize and have an attitude towards it, not a negative attitude, you know, but certain attitude that you are thankful. You are thankful. You are thankful to the one who provides this food for you. He is the provider. He is the nourisher. You acknowledge him. He is your Lord now. Okay? One day you are left with no food. Then you can find the answer, because majority of your life you have acknowledged the source. You see the wisdom, try to see the wisdom in his action now and relate it to it. You can find an answer. I'm not saying I'm going to deal with the subject, because when we don't know what is the motive behind the order of the universe in general, of course we cannot come up with an logical, reasonable explanation for the lack of it exceptionally. Because because this is the exception to the general rule. If you don't really fix your mind about the source of the general rule, how can you fix your mind about the exception to that general rule? The problem is we have to be positive and find the answer, and then within this answer to our general rule in the universe, you can find the answer for exceptions to this general rule. So order in the universe. So it is a part of the order. Sometimes I may be hungry, but what is generally happening? I have to find my answer for this, and then apply it to the exceptional cases. It's not difficult.
Dr. Ali,
this is not the answer, but the question comes from lack of something else. So we have to establish that first, and this is not our topic today. Okay, now we are talking about worship and the difference between worshiping God and worshiping the sustainer, or not the different things, but which kind of attitude we should have. Now we have to concentrate on this. So Quran says, this verse says very beautifully to me, very eloquently, use your human qualities and decide who is your sustainer, who is your Lord. Who is your Lord? First. So you can only worship this Lord. So far? So Quran helps us. الذي خلقكم Look, is not a stranger, if you like. The Creator is not a stranger thing. I was going to say stranger guy. No. The one who gave you existence. You gave you existence. You know, to give you your hand, your mind, your body, or your other side, human side. The one who created your human side, or your body as well. It's a part of your human side, humanity. As a human being, the one who created the things around you is the one, your Lord. Don't look for something else or somewhere else. Don't need to dream about it. Don't try to imagine it. The one who created you, yourself. He's not a foreigner. He's not a stranger. You know, he's not an alien coming from the skies or something. No, the one who gave you existence. So in order to understand this, what is expected from us, to concentrate on our existence. So we have to say, for example, I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. How about the existence of thinking? Where the thinking came from. If you omit this, you start saying, I think, therefore I am. It's a little bit good, but very weak philosophy. Very. So, I think, who are you? No definition. I has not been defined. Taken for granted, you see? So, existence. So, if you think thinking, what's the thinking? So, what is thinking? How do you explain the existence of thinking? Taken for granted. That's very simple, superficial understanding. So not in really, if you like, goes to the root of the matter. But the Quran says, the one who created you, your human capacity, your human potentialities, is your Lord. That's what I am saying. Think about it. If you cannot find the right answer, satisfactory answer, as the one who has created me, who is sustaining me, is, go back to the first ayah. That's Allah. But you have to start from here. From you, your existence, the existence of your qualities, and then the source of existence, the sustainer of this existence, of every quality that you have, He is Allah. So what we do practically, we communicate with Lord. Through Lord, the end is Allah. Because if you really understand that, for example, I owe my power of sight to the one who created me and created the world, but not power of hearing, for example. If one says, if one thinks in this way, he cannot reach God. This is what I mean. Yeah? He cannot reach God. It means something wrong in his understanding of the universe, because you cannot really isolate one thing from another. The whole structure of the universe is so much interlocated or interlocked, intertwined. You cannot really separate one from another. So if you say that I am being given this power of sight by the one who has created the whole universe, must be the one who created my ear, my power of thinking, no, what other qualities, because it is a part of the whole complete order of existence, if you like. So this order of existence belongs to the owner of the universe, who is God. Now that's the end. Period. That's what I call God. Right? So it's very beautiful structure when you really think about the verse. Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum. Step by step follows your, if you are not afraid of being labeled as a rationalist man, which I'm not afraid of it, I don't care, I'm not rationalist, but they may say, or I am a human being. Reason is my part, and I can't deny it, I can't ignore it. So you can follow how rationally, step by step, the verse is training you, educating you. Follow it. All human beings worship your Lord. It's not foreigner. Yeah, it's not stranger. It's your Lord. You have to experience the lordship or sustainership of this Lord in your own existence first. And then, وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ, you can't generalize it. Not only me, but the people around me, the people before me, and then you can say the people, the other human beings or other living beings will come after me. But we have the same source. But first experience it in yourself. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Only then you can have a conscience of God. Otherwise, I'm going to have conscience of God, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So I will be a Ahl Taqwa, go home and I don't know how many rakat prayer you perform, and then I'm Ahl Taqwa. Who's your creator? Whom did you connect yourself to? Have you really felt that it is really manifesting itself? It is rububiyyah, sustainership in your own existence. Are you really attributing everything to Him? Are you really conscious of it? When you eat the food, when you breathe the air, do you really think that it's not the air, it's not the food, it's not the sunlight? Yeah, it is my Lord. It's sustaining my existence, sustaining my life, sustaining my human qualities. It needs reflection. Reflection. You don't have to be a scholar. You have to be sincere in your responsibility. We have to be, not only you, we have to be sincere in our real responsibility. Responsibility for what? Religious responsibility? God forbid. Responsibility of your being a human being. Conscious being. You are a conscious being. If you are really not taking of your human responsibility, using your consciousness, which is amazing. I always keep saying this, and because it really, if you like, not only takes my attention, it gives me a shock anytime when I think this consciousness, which is not only consciousness, self-consciousness. I am aware that I am aware. I don't need anything else. It is with me. I am already in thought. We will see the verses. We will see the verses referring to that. So I am aware of my own awareness. You cannot escape from it. You don't have to look for it. So you don't have to go and take a course, something. It is in you. It is with you. It is given to you. That's it. Use yourself. Use yourself. Utilize yourself. So, وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Then you can be conscious of Him. It means your Lord. Yeah. There's no word of Allah. Yeah. Did you notice that? It's interesting. It doesn't mean that we should ignore God and Godhead, uluhiyya in Arabic. We should ignore. No. But we should start from here. We should establish our relationship in worship of God through lordship, sustaindership. So there are many things in the verse, quite, but just simple. Just simple. I may sound sometimes, I question myself, am I really undermining the importance of learning Arabic and Arabic grammar? Not really. I want to improve my Arabic grammar, but there are much details that I don't know. So I feel, but I don't know this. So I want to improve it, regardless of my age. No, if I had the opportunity, really, time-wise, I would do that. But for some reasons, I can't. That's something personal, doesn't matter. But I would like to do it. It is very important that I'm encouraging people, those people who can really go ahead and further their education, go and study Arabic. First, fundamental Arabic you have to learn. Without knowing the Arabic, you cannot really improve your knowledge of or comprehension of the Quran. That's all okay. But it is not the only way, and it is not the only solution. If there I go a little bit extreme, I will say it is not the only solution at all. First, you have to have a mind of responsibility, what the message is telling me, regardless of it is Arabic construction. First. That is why if you don't pay attention what this verse is telling me, even you read it in English, you read it, all human beings worship your Lord. It's not obvious. Now get this message to you, directly directed to you. Get it? But if you learn Arabic, of course it enables you better go into the deep meaning of it, and not every verse is as, if you like, I wouldn't say simple, but simple means not complicated. But it means basic. Some words really, words of the verses of the Quran really needs a deep comprehension of the meaning of the Arabic and the structure of it. You know, the words have many different forms. So it helps, definitely it helps. But if you don't have this attitude, it means questioning your especially, what are you reading? The Quran. What does it mean, Quran, to you? If you don't question this side of the matter, your Arabic knowledge, almost I would say, I'm sure will not help you. Maybe harm you because you think that you understood it, which is the worst side of the case scenario. Do we have time? I think we do.
Okay, just
yeah.
I just want a quick comment. Actually, now that I'm looking at it again, I think what I like the most about this is that it's not saying that you should worship. I mean, it's a verse from the Quran, but at the same time, it's not saying that you should worship the Muslim God, which is Allah. It doesn't mention Him at all. It just says, decide who your Lord is and then worship that Lord. It's as if it's a very general advice, as in you should worship whoever you think is. I mean, before I took Rabbukum to equal God, to equal Allah, because of course of how I. But now it's like it's obvious that you just whoever your Lord is.
Of course, we shouldn't really down look at Muslim God, but it's community. People, not everybody is equal, and not everybody can really concentrate on the deep meaning of their religion at all. They just follow their culture. So when they follow their culture, in the culture, they are happy with it. In general, because they cannot really deny the truthfulness of the message they are receiving. So not denying is enough for them, but not for you. Those people who study biology, who study in the secular sciences, secular education system, not good for you. It doesn't save you. Don't cheat yourself. But general public is okay, and we are not talking about general public. It is not an khutbah sermon in Friday prayer or the Friday for Friday prayer. We are studying. Now, we are not giving khutbah, advice, general advice to general public. No, we are studying the Quran. We have to. But as much as we can. I mean, we are not saying, or especially since I'm speaking here, I'm not claiming that I solved this verse completely. No. But it attracted one thing in my mind that I have never noticed, this beautiful presentation of the verse to help me define what worship is. I said, oh, since it was interesting and attractive and teaching, educating, for me, I have to share with you.
Somebody asked you a question earlier, and you told us we should understand the general order of the universe before we understand the aberrations and the exceptions.
Yeah.
But we experience loss on a daily basis, not starvation and earthquakes, but smaller losses.
Okay.
You know, so like you told us we should reflect when we breathe air and eat food and experience sunlight. But the smaller losses throughout your day, it could be anything. Missing a train, or you apply for a job, you think you have it, and it slips out of your hand. Whatever, little, like, how should we think about
annoying things?
Annoying things, or maybe not an earthquake, but maybe a problem.
Yeah.
Like I said, someone who's looking for a job and they are stuck, or things like that.
Mm-hmm. You can, we will study this kind of matters, inshallah, after this subject, and that's what I'm planning to study about divine determining and our relationship to it, but it may take a little bit long, so series of discussions. But first, if you want to get an answer to this, first ask yourself, you know, when you have something, the existence of something needs to be explained, so that according to your expectations, the non-existence of something can be explainable. But when there is something, for example, I have a laptop, I'm very happy with it. So you have to explain the existence of this laptop for you, and you are happy, you don't want to lose it, etc. But when you lose it, and you can explain the loss of your laptop with the criterion, whatever the criterion you have developed for the presence of the laptop. So if we don't concentrate on the existence of the laptop, I cannot speak of the lack of it. Do you see what I mean? That's why we have to first establish something, and then look, I said the exceptions or aberrations of that thing comes afterwards, not before. That's why those people who cannot explain, according to explain the existence of the universe or whatever, the order, what they keep asking the questions about. How about death? How about calamities? How about tsunami? The whole ocean is there. They never question. They never have a substantial, reasonable, satisfactory answer for the existence of the ocean. When there is some high waves, they could, why did it disturb me? It is baseless. It is, to me, escapism. Lack of confidence in their understanding of the positive things created, the existent things in the world. Because they cannot explain the existence of it, they escape into lack of it. It is just said, if you like, but I don't want to, I don't like this satanic trick. You know, fallacy. Looking for, you know, for somebody's mind that if they fall into it, they say, yeah, I am right not to believe in God now. I've solved the problem. There's no God. I can be free as I want. Yeah, you can be free as you want, but you harm yourself. It is bad for you when you deny your owner. you are now leading a life with no purpose, no meaning, no end, just annihilation. You are equating your life to zero, because at the end you will be gone into non-existence. It will be, you will become a zero. They say we are going to become a compost. No, you are becoming zero, not the compost. Compost is something exists. According to you, you are worse than a compost. Whatever it is. Compost or whatever. I don't know my pronunciation. It's okay, huh? You understand what that? It's ridiculous. Simple-mindedness, escapism. Escaping from a real responsibility that I have to question my own existence first. So if I don't have the answer for my own existence, how can I get an answer for my non-existence? Meaningless. So we have to base that. But it doesn't mean that this is the answer. But at this methodologically, there is a logical deficiency in this kind of questions. It doesn't mean that your logic is something wrong. No, this is propagated in order to substitute their failure in explaining the existence of anything in the world. Just substitution. It is a trick. But I didn't give the answer.
So you tricked us.
Yeah. So let me see. So we have one word. It is time for Maghrib, but we have 10 minutes inshallah, to wait for. We can use one verse, one more verse. Come on, somebody. Yep. Come on. Can you not? No. Start with interchange. Yeah. Bismillah.
ذلكم الله ربكم لا إله إلا هو خالق كل شيء فاعبدوه وهو على كل شيء وكيل.
Yeah. So it won't be difficult for you. Okay. It won't be difficult for you to understand this verse now, because it is more or less following the same structure of the previous verse. So the meaning, would you, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay.
Such is God, your Lord. There is no deity save Him, the Creator of everything. Then worship Him alone, for it is He who has everything in His care.
So this translation, more or less you understand this verse now? More or less, in general. So, وَذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ, this is your Allah. Okay? رَبُّكُمْ. Yeah, that's your Lord, that's your sustainer. The one who is operating on you. Yeah? Sustaining you and your human abilities, everything, qualities, human potentialities, whatever we have, everything is sustained by Him. So, then describes, La ilaha illa hu. There's no ilah, but this Lord is the ilah. There's no God, if you like. This sustainer is your God. You see the structure? Yeah, so the creator of everything. Again, how the verse is coming to me or addressing me now, drawing my attention to the creation of everything. خالق كل شيء. Everything, every single thing, each and everything. Creator. The one who brought into existence. That's your Lord. This Lord is your God. You see this now, the sequence of relating myself to God. First, I have to pay attention to the creation, act of creation. I am observing it. I am witnessing it. It is not a stranger. It is not something that I am going to see in my imagination or dream. No, it is, I'm experiencing this, my real life, if you like. Real means really physical. That I cannot deny it. This is with me. So I have to think about it and see who is sustaining it. The one who gives existence, creates this thing, is your sustainer, and this is God. You see where did this started from? Yourself, your work, and then the one who sustains this existence is the creator of the universe, owner of the universe. It is transcendental, okay? It is transcendental. It is beyond the comprehension of these concepts that we develop in order to explain this universe. You cannot explain the creator within the concepts used to explain what is going on in this world in order to define him. That's why it is the one who is the owner of this universe, creator of this universe. Don't alienate him. But of course, in order to avoid alienation, we have to always bring lordship, sustainership, God. And of course, in order to reach this sustainership, in the previous verse on, or here as well, he is the creator. Yeah. You cannot escape whatever you are, religious, irreligious, atheist, whatever you are, creation is there. Yeah, you cannot deny it. You cannot you cannot ignore it. And another thing is, but it's the big challenge. You are not really, you may not be accustomed with. We human beings, believers, non-believers, regardless, cannot explain anything to do with your belief system without referring it to creation, establishing it on the act of creation. That's the Quran. If someone speaks to you or if you read a book and then they give you a lot of advice and encouragement, etc., not basing their argument on creation is baseless and non-Quranic. Eric, this is a big claim. But I would say, unfortunately for our real situation, this is the case. We speak about religious matters in the air, suspended in the air. Our God, our religion, we have to do that, we have to do this, you have to be muttaqi. What is that? What's that? It's in the air. No base, no real connection to me. That's why the new generation, young generation, every young generation, when they reach their age of 15, 16, they say, what is my dad talking about? What is the Imam talking about? That's something irrelevant, not connected to me. That's all about the hereafter, and after I die, and we will be given some eternal life. I don't know. It looks like a mystery or mythology. I don't know. Because when we ask the children, God will punish you, or God will reward you when you do good actions, or when you do bad actions, you will be punished for it. But I have no base for it. How can I believe in it? How can I know? And of course, whether you are grown in the Muslim, or raised up by a Muslim family or not, if they have not introduced any matter related to religion, which is based on the act of creation here on earth, is non-Quranic, wrong, bound to doom. People say that the Muslim society is being corrupted, they are really losing their thing, and I hear that there are lots of people in Egypt now openly declare that they are atheists, they're believing that, it's a Novel's thing, a new thing. No, it was there, but they didn't have the opportunity to say it. Because the religion was presented to them had no base. It's not very bright, but it's not difficult. It's a matter of methodology. You don't have to go to a theological faculty and do PhD on it. It's just methodology. The Quran says, look, beautiful. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ خَالِقُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Look how is that? Type. Allah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ya ayyuhan nas, u'budu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum. I don't know, I'm sorry for those who don't know Arabic, but we have studied all this. That's why I'm just summarizing it, especially for those people who are familiar with the Islamic culture and the language. Be careful if you have any idea, any thought, any concern about religion, if you don't base it on the act of creation in this world, it is going to be doomed. It won't continue. It won't continue. The new generation will not buy it. This is obvious. Wake up. That's the reality. We have to speak up. We have to say, tell me which convinces me. Don't threaten me, or don't really bribe me with paradise. Or don't threaten me with the hell. Convince me that it will really happen. And your evidence must be based on act of creation. So I must face it, I must experience it, I must question it, it must be within my own reach, so that I will be able to believe in the one which is beyond the reach of my perception. But without the base, I cannot believe in ghaib. No, without establishing my argument on the observable world, how can I believe in the non-observable world? I am here in earth. If something is wrong being in this earth, it is the Creator's fault, not me. He created me in this world. And He gave me the senses and everything which operates through the act of, through the creation that I am experiencing here. I cannot base my belief on dream, on imagination, or pre-constructed assumptions. It doesn't work. We have to wake up. It's not difficult. Just wake up. Inshallah. Is it? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka. لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم آخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين الفاتحة. Inshallah, today we have enough to reflect on. So after prayer it will go very late and people great, huh? Inshallah. Thank you. See you next Saturday and Wednesday, and we will continue this subject. Inshallah.